lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Jakara, and today I'm going to be working on this rocking chair. Now, this rocking chair is, I would say this rocking chair is an heirloom, in the sense that it was passed down from my grandmother to me, from my grandmother to my mom to me. I don't know where my grandmother got this rocking chair from. I do remember it being in her home, and I remember rocking back and forth in it when I was a child and enjoying myself. And in fact, me and my brothers would kind of fight over who got to sit in the rocking chair. So it has huge sentimental value for me, and I want to restore it. I want to get it to a condition that, you know, honors my grandmother and the memories we had in this chair in her home. I don't, like I said, I have no idea where she got it from. It's pretty beat up, but that's okay. I don't mind when things have a patina to them. It just shows that they've had a life, and I don't want to change any of the things that make it special and tell us things that make it tell its own story, right? You got some chips, you got some gouges and holes and broken parts that, you know, chipped off. I'm not gonna be fixing that, right? It's worn. You can tell that, you know, years of the oils from people's hands, and, you know, the seat cushion is indented because of the bottoms that have sat in this chair. I do want to bring it back to life. I do want to make it something that's a little bit more stable, because I want to continue to use it, and I want to continue to let it function as a rocking chair. So there are specific things I will be doing with this rocking chair. One, the rocker part there's one part of the rocker is broken, so I'm going to repair that. I am going to be fixing the color, you know, some of the worn down parts, and there's lots of nail holes and things because this back part of the chair used to be a panel back here that was upholstered, and it has been removed. I will not be replacing that. So, you want to see what the results of this restoration? Well, I wouldn't even call it a restoration. I would just say a rejuvenation of this rocking chair. Then just keep watching. All right, so as you can see, this rocker part is still intact. It's a little worn, well, a lot worn, but this part is broken off completely. So I think this is where I'm going to start. And I'm going to remove this rocker part and this one as well, so that I can make a template for this one. Let me do that now. All right, so I got the two rockers off. That was a little bit difficult, but because the screws are so old and they're kind of rusted in this one I couldn't get out at all. But anyway, I'm gonna start kind of determining where on the rocker I need to find the spot I need to add. So this is the part where it's broken, but this is the part where it's on the the part that's not broken. So I need to add a bit of wood onto this one that looks and is in the shape of this one. So I'm going to trace this and then add a piece of block of wood, a piece of wood onto this one. I'll just show you what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the part that I will be cutting for the end of the rocker that's broken. So I have my jigsaw. I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll be back. All right, so I cut a piece that is very reminiscent at the end of this rocker. I just have to glue this piece on here and then shape it to match the other rocker here, so get it in a similar shape. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, so I have attached the piece of wood that I cut out from the 2x4 onto here. I did glue it, but there was a piece that kind of came off, so I have to let that set, and then I kind of already whittled down the shape of it, but I have to get this piece to go down too. So I'm gonna do that off camera because it just takes a lot of time and concentration, and I'll show you a little bit of what I've been doing once I get everything dry, the glue is dry and everything. But the whole point is that it's on there, it's attached. I just wait for this piece to dry, the glue to dry on it, so that I can sand it down on this side, so we won't have that little lump there. But I think it's getting there. This is taking considerable amount of time. Hopefully I can get this project done and completed before the end of the video, but we'll see. Let me wait. I'm gonna wait about an hour for this to dry, and then I'll start sanding it down and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I still have a little hump on this side that I have to sand down. It's taking a long time, but I'm getting there. Eventually it'll be nice and smooth and not so lumpy. I think I'm gonna fill in the cracks with wood filler and wood glue, and hopefully we'll get to a result that doesn't look as crazy as this. Actually, I feel like I've definitely come a long way in fixing this rocker. The wood putty, filled in some of the gaps. It is still pretty rough right now, but I'm gonna sand it to a smooth finish once it dries. While I'm waiting for that wood putty to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and sand off the finish on this chair with the sander.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't.
Okay, now that I've got it relatively all sanded, I am going to, well, I have already started putting stain on it. It is the early American stain. I put a couple coats on it. I think for the most part it's even coverage. I'm pretty happy with the color. I like that dark richness of it. So I'm gonna continue staining.
All you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. About your matrix and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. But you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning, I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close.
Okay, I think I'm done with the shape of the rocker. I think it's good enough that it matches the other one. So I'm gonna try and stain it now and see how the stain takes to this wood putty and this other piece of wood. I'm sure it won't be 100% a match, but okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. Let's see. I'm sure I'm gonna have to put a few coats on this end just to match it up a little bit. But so far, the verdict is it's too early to tell. I'm gonna just kind of slather it on there. Show you what I'm doing here, because I want this to dry, so if I need to put a second coat of stain on there, I can. I mean, you definitely are going to be able to tell the difference between the old and the new, but I'm not trying to get it exactly a match. I'm just trying to get it close to the other piece so that it doesn't stand out completely, you know. It camouflaged a little bit, so I think it's turning out okay so far. I mean, it definitely looks different, but not as bad as I thought.
You didn't win this, it's a part of the game. Yeah, I beat you at your game. And if you were me, you would do the same.
All right, so both of the rockers are repaired now and replaced. I'm sorry, I put them back on, in other words. I'm going to take this outside to spray it with some satin polyurethane. So we're gonna do that now.
Man, I really love to play. And now that I won, then it's safe to say you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my way.
All right, so this is how far we've gotten so far. I put the polyurethane spray on it and I just need to let it dry. I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. It's not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but you know, the rocker is back on there in the back and it's functional. Now I need to work on the seat. So this is what the seat looks like. It's this old polyester, or I don't know if it's polyester or some kind of wool blend or something. And as you can see, the seat is really not in great shape. I do want to take this whole thing apart and restructure it with new springs and everything. So I think I'm going to leave that for the next video because I've already spent considerable amount of time on this video and I've just gotten as far as you've seen. So I think I'm gonna call it right here, and then just come back next week. You'll see me dismantle this cushion and rebuild it so that it's stronger and looks better. I even have the material picked out that I'm gonna put on it. It's really pretty, complementary color to the brown that I picked, stained the rocker. So I hope you come back. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I would love to have you here as one of our subscribers, as part of our community. So if you don't mind, it's free. You can just go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. And I usually upload once a week, and hopefully I will see you next week. Until I see you next time, take care.
Talk to me